Mhm. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's just look at this. So fun. I just love seeing everybody. This is a really special treat, and it's just so fun to see each other in this window, right, where we can like see everybody. So, welcome to this special Frame Drum Academy community event, and I am really excited to introduce to you all our lovely, lovely. She's a student, but she's also a professional musician. See, professional musicians are continuing to learn and build their craft. Um, Cara is a beautiful soul. So she wrote me actually during enrollment, and she asked me a question, and I immediately saw she was a musician. And so when you guys write me questions and you have a how's the hair? and and you guys have a website. I check you out. I get really curious on who's interested. And I was like, wow, I really fell in love with Cara. And she is not only she is a professional musician, she has a voice school, she's a vocal coach, and she has an incredible podcast, where she interviews all these amazing, amazing people. And really, I was really blown away by her it's not a podcast. It's more than just that, but I'm calling it a podcast. And I just guys, can you guys just make sure you're muted? People keep unmuting themselves, so just please make sure you're muted. Anyway, so I was really blown away by her work, and and then she interviewed me for my album, which was it was one of the best interviews, Cara, that I've ever had. It was really one of like the most amazing interviews. And then I was like, will you please offer something for our school? And it's been my dream to have students share and offer, their things that can tie into healing with the frame drum. And so we had Laurence offer a yoga class. We've had Gudrun offer some beautiful stretches, and now we have Cara offering some beautiful voice medicine. So can we give everybody some warm love to Cara? Yay.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! So you guys are in for a treat. I'm going to hand it over to her because this is her world. She's a professional teacher too, so it's really nice, just and I'm just so excited for this day and for this time together. And if you do have to leave early, we will be recording it. And yes, so Cara, please take it away. Welcome and thank you so much for joining us. And you're a beautiful soul.
Thank you, Marla. Hi, everybody, and thank you for the opportunity to connect with you guys. I see so many of you in Facebook. You guys, we have a very powerful community, and Marla has created that with other people. And I think that is one of the reasons that I felt very drawn to share the insights about voice. So there's so many directions that we could go today because the voice is very, very big. I'm famous for having a very big voice and for healing a lot of voices. And so I wanted to get a sense also where you guys are at, and then show you a beautiful warm up that you can do to unlock a lot of these muscles and shoulders and jaw, the connection between your hands and your larynx. And then at the end, we're going to take two of the patterns that Marla has shared with us in the frame drum, whether you want to do freestyle or lap style. I have gotten to freestyle. I did lap style before, so I'm not in the 202, I'm in the 101, and it's good to feel very rooted for me. I think that is one of the things that I really cherish about Marla's teaching is this idea that we can really unlock our own gifts in our own timing. And you'll see that the way that voice works is very similar, so that the voice loves not to be pushed too fast. So the voice loves to receive, it loves to create this embodied sound. But I did want to know before I start leading you through a class, how many of you guys, I have to put on my glasses, these are really cool glasses
Yeah,
because,
welcome.
right? I had to buy, you guys, this is a true story. I literally had to buy glasses in the middle of COVID with a mask on. Now, if you ever have to try to buy glasses with a mask on. So I actually Googled like Bob Dylan and the cool intellectuals of New York. I said, yeah, that's what they wore, so that's it. That's it. That's what I'm doing. I'm not even with a mask like this. You're trying to figure out what you look. I don't know, it's like, oh, it was a mess. Anyway, I'm gonna change the view for 1 second, and I want you. Am I gonna change the view? Marla, are we gonna change the view? Why doesn't it change? I wanted to see everybody actually. I think I screwed it up now. Okay, I don't see everybody at once. I can
I
just.
changed it for you. I changed the
But
view.
it's okay, it's okay. So, how many of you guys feel really comfortable with your singing voice?
Can you not see everybody? Can you see
No,
everybody?
I see only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. And I put it on view, on the whole view, like I had it coming in the beginning. I thought I'd see like 5,000 people all at once. So, how many of you guys feel really totally good about sharing your voice or sharing in front of other people, like your singing voice?
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
telling you that like we have two people raising their hand out of about 30.
exactly right. So, how many of you people struggle with this feeling that your intonation is a little bit wonky and it's you don't understand that?
Yep.
Yeah, right. So this is, I mean, these are like the some of the things in the beginning that I will show you in this beautiful warm up. But so as you can imagine, similar to your fingers, and when you're doing frame drum, to coordinate all these muscles, we do have different, thousands of different muscles and breath, and we're not going to go into detail with them all. But I'm going to share with you two really powerful thoughts in the beginning. And then I'm going to show you a beautiful warm up. And if you do this warm up, I guarantee you that your intonation problems will be gone, right? So that is the one thing I want you to know, is that when we sing, people think that we need a very deep breath. And the problem with that is that we get a lot of pressure. So do this with me before I show you the warm up. Do this, just breathe in really, like if you have a scale of 1 to 10, you're going to breathe in at a 10, you're going to go like, and then just feel that your body wants to go, right? Can you do that? So just feel what it'd be like if somebody says, you need a deep breath because you want a big voice, you're going to be like, right? And that's going to put a lot of pressure under your vocal folds. So your vocal folds here, where your Adam's apple is right. It's funny that it's called an Adam's apple, right? It's kind of like atom. Is it atom or is it atom? I don't know. So, but this is behind your Adam's apple are your vocal folds, okay? And the interesting thing is, if you blew out all your air and went like this, and without breathing in, you sang a tone, ah, you'd be surprised that you actually do have a tone. And normally the tone might be shorter, but it is actually still full, right? So, ah. Everyone with me on that? Ching, ching, ching. La, 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 la. So what I want you to think about during this class is to work on a scale of 1 to 10. You're going to work with a breath that is maybe at 4, okay? That you're going to work in a very relaxed breathing pattern. So similar to when you're talking to Marla, or talking to your dog, or talking to your best friend, you're not going to be like, how are you today? You'd be like, hey, what's happening? I went to the store and I got some apples, and it was amazing because in the middle of the store there was a frame drum, and you couldn't believe in the frame drum I carried my apples back, and la 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 la. So you can talk a long time. And the same thing is with singing. You do not need to make it as complicated, right? And I know for a lot of people that I work with, that is the first thing that's going to happen.
I
And the
love
second,
I love the frame drum apple thing. I love that.
yeah,
Somebody said
right? Because I could carry some apples in here, right?
it. See? Sorry.
Right? I could, right? Put it on my head, make it a hat, right? And the other thing is, and then the other thing is, who here has problems getting up to the high notes, right? Does anybody have problems that you feel like with the high notes? Yeah, right? And that is also to understand that the voice, we can look at the top of our head, you have this little whirly thing, which is kind of funny. And the center of our body, where your ears are, is much further back. So, like if I threw myself to the side, this doesn't have a body underneath, right? But your ears, if these are the outer ears, but if you go in the middle, you have your inner ears. And so your voice, what my specialty is actually to very quickly align voices, right? So people come to me and they, similar to going to a chiropractor, they have a blocked voice. And then I go run through certain things, ching, 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 my jaw, the tongue, whatever. And the first thing I do is open really big, the channel, the singing channel, very big. That's like my big specialty. I have lots of specialties because I'm also a composer and a songwriter, and I run a big school of voice. But a lot of times we think, I just want you to get some images before we start. We think that we need to sing out. Okay? You following me? And when we do this, we put a lot of tension here. So the first thing is, how can I work with a relaxed breath? More relaxed, not grabbing air, not going, right? So how can I relax the breath? Number one. Number two, right? How can I not think forward, but think I'm working in this channel position, which I'll explain to you during the warm up a little bit. And then there are a lot of different muscles. And as far as intonation is concerned, 99.9% do not have a problem with intonation, and you are not tone deaf. So the last little picture I'm going to give you is that your vocal folds, if you could imagine them, like they're here in the middle above your heart and below your third eye or your crown, or however you want to, whichever vocabulary you want. And there's something on the top which we call the rim function, okay, which is the very fine function. In German it's called Randkantenschwingung, but it's a rim function. So if I had like a heart here, which it's not a heart, of course, in your throat, but you could imagine it's a heart, because if we have apples in frame drums, we can have hearts in our throat. And this little very fine function is what you have when you hum. Right? And so you can hum many moments of the day, and you'll feel when you hum, it's almost impossible to force your voice. It's hard to go like, right? It's easy to go, okay? So this humming is what regenerates the voice. And this humming, this line is what also brings light into our voice. So when we have if you think like a photographer, this would be, yeah. It would be the darker, yeah! It would be the darker colors, right? And this would be the light. And the vocal folds, they have to start working like this. This is why we don't want a lot of pressure underneath. Does this make sense to you guys? A little bit? Yeah? It's very important. If we have too much breath pressure underneath, then they can't suck. So, right? And then one very last thing. It's so funny because I'm not talking, you guys, we're not in conversation, but I promise you at the end of the class or workshop or offering, we can do a Q&A, and then I'm happy to answer your questions. What was I going to say? Okay, you have intonation, you have this backward position, don't think to the front, get rid of your huge feeling of taking in a lot of breath, and I don't know, there are so many things, but those are the main things, right? So when we say, we're people that have already studied voice, a lot of people think, oh, sing into the mask or whatever, but it's actually a reflection. We're going to work today opening the channel. Okay, so is that all good and clear? Marla, you'll have to check. I see this, which is cool, very good and clear, yeah? Barbara says good and clear. I don't see everybody. So is there anybody who feels totally confused? Because now I'm going to guide you. We're going to go on a journey. Is my voice loud enough? Yes. Yeah? Good.
I think it's good that you're also going to, thank you for answering questions at the end. So, if you guys find yourself, you have a question, then write it down, and then at the end we will take questions. And Cara, you're amazing. I love you. I'm just so grateful. I want to thank you again. I'm just like, this just makes me so happy. You know.
Yeah, and the thing is, I mean, really, this is really my passion. Just like Marla has, oh, she has a lot of passions. Just like I have a lot of passions, right? From frame drum, that's only one of her passions. The other ones, flute. I also played flute, piano. I played piano, so that's kind of linking us. But to remember, you guys, voice is the first instrument. I mean, drumming is the heartbeat, right? And then we absorb the voices. So we are sound. We are literally created by and through sound. And I want all of you to know that when you came onto planet Earth, you all had a very strong voice. You really, the voice is there to express also your needs. And the amazing other thing that I work with a lot is that the voice is always there to protect our heart. So maybe that's the very last thing I say before we go into the warm up, is that if you feel this part, or if you see this part of the body, you have here between the diaphragm and your vocal folds, you have the essence of what it is that keeps us alive, which is our heartbeat, our heart pumping blood, and our heartbeat, which is connecting us to the drum, and it's our lungs, right? And so I often say to people that get all normally nervous or afraid, or there's a lot of energy that comes up when we learn to come back to our authentic voice and come into our power and our beauty, and realize that we can share this incredible gift that we've been given, that a lot of times we don't realize that this larynx, it will do everything to take the environment that's happening around you and to make sure you're safe, right? So that's maybe another big thing, because you'll see in this warm up that I developed this warm up very differently from I taught for many years at the university. At the university, we stand at the piano, or I play at the piano, and people are like, ming, 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 and they're really standing like this and whatever. And then I have years of meditation too. So what I did was I merged my theater training, my energy work and meditation, and my, of course, my high, excellence as working in universities and everything with students. And I merged it into a warm up, which was going to give you guys the other thing, which is so important, is the voice wants to be safe. When you get screamed at, what happens, or when you feel insecure, what happens is the voice will probably close off. You're going to get a knot in your throat. It's going to go down towards your heart to protect your beautiful heart, right? I mean, so if we can start realizing that when our jaw tightens or our throat closes, it's actually a protection mechanism because we're working too fast, or we're not in an environment that is really loving and supportive. So the idea of creating a sacred space to do your practice, not only for drum but also for singing, the idea of strengthening your relationship to your beautiful voice before going out and singing a quick I don't know, a karaoke night or something, if you're not yet comfortable with your voice, is a good idea, because the voice will tend to close down if it doesn't feel your love. So yeah, so I'm gonna start now and show you the warm-up. Okay, yes, everybody there? Oh. Okay, so this is going to be done in seated position, and I'm going to probably go into half lotus. I don't know, I'm having a little bit of hip stuff in the moment. I was talking to Marla, or maybe I'll just sit. But if you're on a chair, we're still letting people in, so I'll do that quickly. If you're on a chair, your feet will be on the ground. You can have water next to you if you want anything to drink. I can wait 2 minutes in case you get your setup. We're not going to start with the drum in the beginning. We're going to add that at the end, because I'm a voice specialist. Marla's the frame drum specialist. I'm not a frame drum specialist, right? So we're going to open up the voice.
Yeah,
Okay?
you're not a frame drum specialist yet.
Yet. That's right.
Sorry.
'Cause with her magic, wait until my, what's it called, Reese or rice rolls or whatever.
We
I
can
was
call them
very
rice rolls. That's kind of fun.
in Germany, you'd say rice, you'd say, and my snaps, you guys, are you doing your snaps? I'm snapping. As a jazz singer, though, I tell you, scabba da 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 da. I had those snaps down before I started studying frame drum. So, you guys come to. I am gonna sit in my beautiful big fat chair. See if my dress will stay together. I wore an extra green dress because it's fun. Marla, somebody wants to come in. You wanna? Do you see that also, Marla? If somebody wants to come in, my
Yes, I
arms are
do.
no longer
I do.
long enough.
I'm good.
Yeah,
We're
you
good.
do.
Yep.
So now we're deep diving away. Okay. So we're gonna start now, you guys. Hold on to your hats, as I say in New York City. No. Can you hear the music and my voice? Yes. Right?
Yes.
Beautiful. So you guys, this is a basic warm-up. There's many variations, of course. That's how it is. I want you to come to a seated position. And if you're on a chair, you can feel your feet on the ground, on the earth. And if you're like me in half lotus or however you want to sit with your feet up, then start feeling your sit bones connected to the pillow, to the cushion. So what's very important with voice in the beginning is to really start grounding yourself to the earth, right? And then start feeling, you can even come to the edge of your chair, start feeling your sit bones. Just start feeling them anchoring down to the ground. And at the same time, we're going to telescope your spine up towards your favorite star. It's actually evening here, it's dusk. You can also think of a beautiful bird. So you're starting to get that length, sit bones moving down to the ground, through the ground, all the way to the other side of the planet. And your spine is reaching up towards the sky, and your heart is relaxing. The most important thing is that your seat, your butt, your root chakra is relaxed and wide. You feel like I can sit. Like if we could sit inside one of those big drums, we'd be sitting like bam, we're sitting on the ground. We're not trying to be taller or more, we're just sitting. None of this class is a struggle, so if you are in a place where you need to lie back, right? Or if you want to stretch in between, this is not a class which is about forcing yourself to sit straight, okay? But if you are able to get this beautiful alignment, you can relax into it. And then we will be going into some neck stretches, so if any of you have had car accidents or any kind of whiplash or whatever, I want you to promise me that you're going to be very mindful and not do anything at all, because I am not in the room. I can only guide you, right? So if for some reason anything feels like it's not cool, then just come back to a neutral position and breathe beautifully and deeply into your belly and chest and your heart. So once again, breathe down. Let's bring the air down into our root chakra, breathing in, all the way down to Mother Earth. And then pull her energy up through our root, through our solar plexus, through our heart, through the crown chakra, and all the way up. What is it going to be for you? What is it going to be? Your star? Is it going to be the moon? It was an amazing full moon this last month. And then one last time, breathe in, down to your root, all the way to the earth. And then exhale, move moving the energy. You can imagine a golden light going all the way back through your body, up, 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 up. Let's start with some breath. We're going to bring our hands together. Marla, there's some late birds coming in here. It's a buzz, you guys. Feel how warm your hands are. And these hands that play the drum, they also give people hugs. They also caress your face. They also hold your children in your arms. These beautiful hands, they also knead bread. These beautiful hands are also connected to your voice. You never saw somebody speaking with their voice without using their hands, at least not in Italy, right? So take your hands and put them on your heart. And I work a lot. When I work a lot, I use this literally, later you'll see, but I use this heart space also to drum on, right? So just don't be shy if any time during the class you want to feel that this heart, where your heartbeat is also a beautiful space to drum. Before we continue, let's take one moment to think of something that you're incredibly grateful for today. We're going to lead our class, our practice with gratitude. And each person has their own little bliss factor, their own little place where they are grateful, right? Just take a moment to tune in. This is the essence. What is the offering today that we're joined together globally, all over the world. Our breath is linking, our thoughts are linking, our fingers later are going to link, our voice is going to link. I mean, it's pretty quantum crazy, right? It's pretty, if you know about quantum physics, this is a powerful moment. And then fold your hands together. We're going to do 3 inhales. We're going to inhale all the way up. Hands are folded. Now you're going to put the palms of your hand up towards the sky, stretching your shoulders. Now you're going to release your folded hands, and on the exhale, you're going to bring your arms out. And again, if for some reason your shoulders do not go that high, well, don't be worried. You can also go to the front, or you can do shoulder rolls, right? So you work where you can work your body. Again, breathing in, turn the palms of your hands up towards the sky. Exhale on S. One last time. Inhale. Palms touching the sky, and releasing. Exhale, S. Letting go of everything that no longer serves you. We're only looking for the things that are going to support us on the path. Everything else that doesn't serve you, just let it go. Bring your hands back to this mid position. And one more time, palming. And this time, if you have glasses, it might be that you need to take them off for one moment, but what we're going to do is take these really warm hands, put them on our eyes gently, so you feel the warmth of your fingertips on your eyeballs, but not pressing. And then just imagine that your eyes are moving back towards the back of your head. They're not rolling to the back, they're just relaxing to the back. And if any of you know a little bit about anatomy, what's really cool about the eyes is that at some point the optical nerves are crossing, right? So just follow that. For your left eye is going to move, it's going to cross towards the back, and it's going to go towards your right back of your head, and your right eye is the optical nerves are going to relax to the back, and they're going to cross and go to the left. just try to imagine in your mind's eye where that crossing point is. Just try to imagine that underneath the crown chakra that I told you, you have a place that's going to be very special for the voice. And now gently take your fingertips and pull them across your eyes very gently towards your temples. And if you feel your tongue get tense, you can even let it go. And now start to massage your temples. You're like, oh wow. It's funny now, what a beautiful word, temples. In German it's called Schläfen, but in English it's so much of our body, like the top of our spine, the atlas and temple, and we have arches in our mouth. I mean, I love words, I love sound. Now take it a little bit lower, and where your jaw is in front of your ear, you're going to do small circles. Now the jaw loves to hold for us, and some of us feel like I help people get off of all these, if you have tension in your jaw. A lot of times people have to wear teeth guards and everything. But actually, once you know how to relax the jaw and then speak, use your tongue properly, within a couple of weeks, that's no longer necessary. So, some flute music from Marla. And now I want you to separate between your ring finger and your middle finger, like little bunny rabbit ears, right? And then you're going to put your ring finger in front and your middle finger and pointer finger behind, and pull. Maybe I do have to put my hair up for you guys. Let's see what I have here. So you just pull and really enjoy relaxing, especially behind the ears, right? So many of you have also heard of the vagus nerve, right? The vagus nerve is this wandering, wonderful wandering nerve that we need for not only for the voice, but to stay healthy. And what's so cool about the vagus nerve is that you have, when you sing from that relaxed place, or when you do music from that relaxed place, everything is in deep flow. And just by massaging, it starts connecting here. Just by massaging, you can even take these little flaps and massage them. Just start massaging your ears. It's as easy as that. You can put your body into a very receptive place for listening and for creating beautiful music and for having a great voice. I know Dumbo would have loved my class. Oh, somebody wants to join, Miss Marla. Look at that. Look at that. There's a rush. Yeah? Now take your beautiful fingers and come behind your neck. And really feel this place. So you don't need to massage on your spine, but a little bit on the side, and just start pulling from the middle towards the ears. And if any time your tongue feels a little bit tense, I love the tongue. It's such an incredible, that's part of my instrument, right? So it looks really weird, and I can be like a free spirit and go, whenever the tongue gets tense, you can just stick it out. And so now I want you to follow on the top of your spine. There is a little hollow. There's a little indentation. I'm going to wait a couple moments until you find it. So on the very top of your spine, right? There's a huge bird outside my window. That's so cool. So now put your fingers in there, and now we're talking about the alignment again. You were looking at the optical nerves. Now think of your ears. These are the outer ears, and try to imagine that you have tubes, and then you have your inner ears. They're in the middle, towards the back. And now you have your lips in the front. And behind, amazingly enough, you can imagine a second pair of lips that you're going to keep open. So where this hollow is, you can imagine you have an invisible or a secret mouth. And now clasp your hands together, put your thumbs down your neck so that your head, you can allow your head to lean into your hands. And now you feel that your hands are where that second secret golden treasure cave mouth is, okay? And now you're gonna sing ooh with a relaxed breath, so no squeezing because we're not Crest toothpaste, right? We're just with this relaxed belly. You're gonna sing ooh into your hands on the exhale. So you can do a high tone, you can do a low tone. And just play with that a little bit. Play with feeling that ooh in your hands, and try to imagine, I'm giving you a lot of information today, but you never know when we'll see each other again, so might as well just give it to you. Try to imagine this channel. You've opened this channel, the perineum, the root chakra, all the way to the top, and now you have this axis going on, right? One more time, do ooh. And now sing ooh and move very slowly to E, and see if you can connect those two vowels. One more. Allow your head to lean into your hands, so there's no feeling of I have to hold or struggle. One last very long, it doesn't matter if you're low, high. Again, there's no squeezing upwards with your breath. You allow the breath to drop into your body. When you come to the end of that beautiful breath and release your hands, bring them through the side of your neck. Come to the midpoint of your throat. This is your larynx. It's your Adam's apple. Behind this you have your vocal folds. And if it feels comfortable, you can actually move your larynx. If it doesn't feel comfortable, everybody is in a different place, then just put your hands on your heart or you can touch it. But actually, you can move your larynx, right? And then take either your two fingers or your fist, and then from the tip of your chin towards your larynx, you're going to relax the root of your tongue. Yeah? You can also use your fist. What you don't want to do is you don't want to go into the sides, because here you have your lymph nodes, and they might get really a little bit triggered, right? So they like to be left alone. But this big root, you can relax. Are you guys all good? Shall we continue to deepen it? Very good. Shake out your hands. Now put them up as if you are going to receive the greatest gift as I show you how to do neck release. Come back to your root chakra, come back to your sit bones. Feel the seat, your derriere, your butt, your beautiful root wide. Telescope your spine up towards your favorite star, cloud, bird. And now with that length in your neck, you're going to allow, and again, for those of you that might have neck injuries, you need to be mindful here. You're going to allow your head to drop towards, I'm mirroring you, so towards your left shoulder, okay? It's my right, but I've been doing this for a while, so that's what teachers do. We have to flip ourselves around sometimes. Imagine the crown chakra is moving diagonally away from your right shoulder, and you're going to release your head down so that you don't have to hold all these heavy things, Just let all your thoughts fall into the floor. And on the exhale, we're going to start to hum. And remember what I said about activating the light in your voice. right? The intonation comes, intoning comes from the light. So here we go. On the exhale, we're gonna lightly hum without any massive amounts of pressure. One more long hum. Again, you do it where you're comfortable. You do not have to meet my tone. And when you get to the end of this next hum, you're going to lift up your left hand. Don't move your head. Leave everything there. Only lift up your left hand. Place the palm of your left hand underneath your left cheekbone. Now, if you could tune inside your throat and feel that there's a spiral, it can be counterclockwise or clockwise. Where would your neck want to go? And if you're going to move your chin only a tiny bit, there's no right or wrong, you guys. This is your deep practice. This is where you get to tune into your voice. If you're gonna, maybe the chin's gonna go down a little bit, or maybe it's gonna go up, maybe it's not gonna move, maybe you're gonna lean into your hand. But these are micro movements, and as soon as you found a place where you're just feeling like, oh, that gives me a deeper and longer stretch on from all the way coming from my ear all the way down, the scaling muscles all the way down, my shoulder. And you're gonna buzz out on the sound of Z. Again, high or low, you guys choose where your voice is comfortable. We're going to do one more long buzz. Your neck is relaxing. Your head is so heavy. Oh, I think it's heavier than those apples. I think it's as heavy as a big fat watermelon. And at the end of this last buzz, without using your neck, no using your neck, you're going to use only the palm of your hand to lift up your head. Go slowly. When we go slowly, that's when grace comes, right? I'm always saying to my students, see if you can catch a butterfly. Everyone's worried about going fast when they're drumming. I actually love anchoring slow and steady. But I think maybe I am an old ancient turtle. Maybe it can be. So now we're gonna go to the other side. Connect with your sit bones. Feel if they're anchored to the bottom. Feel if your seat is wide. Feel if your heart is open. Start telescoping your spine up towards the satellite that might be flying above your head. And this is something to remember, right? When we're starting to feel a little bit panicky or whatever, we have a lot of space above us. We have a lot of space below us. We have so much space within us, but if we don't feel that in the moment, just imagine how much space do you have above you? Like, how much space do you really have above you? I mean, it takes me a while until I hit my first cloud, and then I continue until I get the stars. I'm like, wow, that's like a lot of spaciousness. Now with that length, we're going to allow the head to drop towards the right shoulder. You're thinking that the crown is going diagonally away from your left shoulder, right? So you're not scrunching down like this. You're trying to release your left shoulder. Your head is lying there. Just feel where is a good position. Again, once again, if you have any kind of neck injury, please be mindful. You can also go like this. You do not have to go the whole 100 yards. I want you to really stay tuned. Your body is something, it's such a miracle. So wherever you are on the journey, there is no place that is better than where you should be, and that only you can know. And now start to hum on the exhale. Your belly muscles are not squeezing, they're totally open. One more long hum. At the end of your hum, you're going to leave your head hanging like it is. So no moving your neck. You can see me without moving your neck. Take the palm of your right hand, place it underneath your right cheekbone. Feel your head want to let go. It wants to be caressed by your hand. And again, if you had a spiral running down, maybe even two, counterclockwise, clockwise, where does your chin want to do a micro movement? It can be towards your collarbone, it can be in towards your hand. You know, where would you want to unfold, unravel, right? Or you say, hey, I'm feeling groovy. I don't want to go anywhere except where I am, which is also cool. And you might feel a little bit of a deeper stretch. When you start tuning in, you're looking to have a deeper stretch on those muscles that are running from the back of your ears all the way down your left shoulder. Your hand is heavy, your shoulder is moving downwards. Once you find that place, start to exhale on Z. Allow the breath to drop in. No grabbing. This is a class on abundance. So no, right? So everything's very relaxed. One more long buzz. When you come to the end of the buzz, again, try to disengage your neck. Your neck gets to take a vacation. You're going to take your right hand and using only your hand, you're going to lift your very heavy head up as slowly as the ancient turtle woman. Like really go slow. This is the magic, you guys. If you go slow now, you give your beautiful body this trust not to be rushed. She's safe, everything's fine. And you'll feel your heart, everything starts to open, right? Because you didn't rush it. And then once you get to the middle, you're going to lower your right hand down. See if you can catch a butterfly. This is just these, this is where our frame drum connection starts. Because it's like, can I allow myself to feel my hands moving down. This is the fun part. Take once they're down, take the tip of your tongue, put it between your outer teeth and your inner lips, and do 8 tongue rolls to the left. And then reverse direction, do 8 tongue rolls to the right. Now this is what I call the elegant lion. For those of you that do yoga, you put out your whole tongue, but because I never like to get spit on my chin while I have to be doing all these funny camera television things, I put the tip of my tongue below my lower teeth. And then you're gonna go, rah. Come on, don't be shy. And there you go. Very good. We come slowly to a close. My warm-ups, they can go forever, right? So now just relax. Bring your lips together. And if lip trills are hard for you, then you have these beautiful dimples. Mine are probably disappeared now with the time, you know, now that I'm 110 years old, but you have these beautiful dimples. You can also hold your hands, right? Okay, now let's do, just for the fun of it, let's do 3 or 4 little scale things, okay? So, now if lip trills are really not your thing, like my sister hates them, you know, so she always like, I don't do this, Cara. Then you can do like the you know, the beautiful mosquito or bee, or you can do tongue trill, okay? Let's just do it like that, without any, I have all these hand things too, but let's just keep it like that. So we do that together. Here's your next tone. Bum. One more time. And now you. We're going to do one last one. Bum. And now you guys, let me hear you. Very good. Sometimes I do but we'll do the drumming later. I do sometimes rhythm exercises with my students. So I guess we could do this. It'd be fun. See if it meets somewhere, because I haven't learned all the rhythmical things from Miss Marla. But what we do here in Berlin is, this is a downbeat and this is the upbeat. And I also do it sometimes with my lap, right? But a lot of times when we were going through the last 2 years and we were really wanting to keep our immune system strong, your thymus, and in German it's Thymusdrüse, your thymus, right? This is your thyroid, and this is your thymus. When you're young, it's really big, and when you get older, it kind of shrinks unless you thump it, right? Like Tarzan. And the really cool thing is, a lot of cultures, they actually use this as the heart drum. They use this, and if you remember to thump your thymus, now if you could say that 5 times, thump your thymus, thump your thymus, thump your thymus, thump your thymus, then your immune system stays, it just stays much stronger. And so in these times of, you know, these evolutionary times that we're in, we want to keep our body as strong as possible through singing, through drumming, through storytelling, through movement, through loving each other, through creating, loving kindness all the time. So here's your downbeat. Here's your upbeat. Here's your downbeat. Here's your upbeat, okay? So if you had a downbeat, it'd be ta, 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 okay? And now you. Okay, you got that? Okay, let's do it again. Ta, 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 ta. Ta, 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 ta. The eighths would be ta-dee, 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 ta-dee. And now you, ta-dee, 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 ta-dee. Okay? You got it? Makes sense? Now let's go. Ta, ta, ta-dee, ta-dee. Go ta, ta, ta-dee, ta-dee. Okay. Let's be really crazy for one moment. Taka-dimmy, 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 ta. Taka-dimmy, 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 ta. Ta, ta, ta-dee, ta-dee. Ta, ta, ta-dee, ta-dee. Upbeats. Dee, 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 dee. Okay? So that's a little taste of how I do rhythm when I do circle songs and we warm up in this kind of voice yoga practice that I've created and designed, is I do a lot with the thymus. And later what I want us to do is to understand too, like I said at the beginning of the class, you can use this, like we will do, I'm going to show you one last thing and then we can take a little break and stretch our legs and then come back for drumming with voice. But we can use, like the freestyle, I walk around, walking around Berlin and I go doom, 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 right? I go doom, doom, taka, doom, doom, taka. That's me, because I don't always have my drum with me. I don't, and you're in the park and you don't want to get your drum all dirty, right? So you go doom, doom, taka, doom, doom, taka, doom, doom, taka, doom, right? Doom, doom, taka, taka, doom, doom, taka, taka, doom, doom, taka, taka, doom, doom, taka, taka, bah! So this part, and if you did I was studying for a while. I have not gotten yet to the lap style, what you guys are doing, but I was studying for a lap. You could change it. You could have the doom and then you could have the ka up where your shoulders are. You could even do it on your face. I mean, you could figure it out. You can do it on your belly. Doom, doom, taka, doom, doom, taka, doom, doom, taka. You can play with your body. So now one last exercise I'm going to show you. It's the most powerful exercise I know. I said in the beginning of the class that your voice is a ring muscle and it actually does suck. So there's a beautiful community of people, the Sufis, right? If you know Rumi's work, you know the Sufis, and they also work a lot with opening the throat chakra. They're also famous, the dervish dancers are famous for spinning. And again, these spiral movements within our bodies are very important for voice. And so we're going to exhale, beating our thymus twice and going E, E, okay? And on the ah, you're going to slap your heart and you're going to lightly suck in with sound. So think of the Hoover vacuum cleaner, but don't go because you might go crazy. Go, right? So you go E, 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 one more time. E, E, okay, and now this is the coolest part. We're gonna let this person in here because she's gonna be totally shocked. This is the part before our little break, and then we're gonna take a break and we're gonna do some drumming and then I'll go into Q&A. This is a part where you guys get to open all your microphones. Marla's gonna go crazy. She'll probably get gray hair, so watch out. And then you get to laugh as loud as you can. I want to hear everybody. Like really, honestly, this is the funnest part. you guys. So why don't we, if you were seated in lotus, be careful when you get up, or, because not that if your legs are asleep, then you have to take your time. Take a 2-minute break. I'm going to stay here actually, but I'm going to have a little bit of warm water. And then we come back and we try to integrate singing with frame drum. Okay? Good? But you can now take a little, what do they call it? Like personal break to do your whatever. Your TP thing. Take your break. Exactly. Take your break. I'm staying here, but you take your break. Yes. Oops, I can leave that on. Okay, everyone's ready with their drum. Are you all back? I can't see everybody, but while we're waiting for people to get back, just know that you can use this like as a magnifying, like a cave, like hello, 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 hello. Do you see how the drum, I have this with my grand piano. When I sing into it, I play, and then it brings it back. So the cool thing about the drum is you can really get really close, like, hello, how are you? Want to dance? And then you say, hey-oh, hey-oh, hey-oh. Just make up some nice tones while we're waiting for the people to come back. Hey-oh, 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 dum-de-oh, hey-oh, dum-dum, hey, dum, hey, 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 dum-dum. Isn't that fun? You can also go here, but I don't like it as much. I actually like this. It looks so beautiful because we look like we're like kissing the full moon somehow. Oh, hey, hey, oh, hey, oh. Our wisdom cannot be lost, and our spirit cannot be broken. Everyone back? Everyone back, Marla? Our wisdom cannot. Yes? Okay. All right. So for those of you that took too long stretching your legs, you're gonna have to watch the replay. So this drum was made for me in Greece, actually. And we had this talk on Facebook. I have the bicycle pump tuning, right? So that's what I have, right? So if you want to do the freestyle, you put it between your legs. If you want to do the lap style, you put it on your how is it? Your non-dominant leg.
Very good.
Dominant little hand. And then you have this thing, where is Thumpkin? Where is Thumpkin? And then you have this thing, right? And then I'm gonna teach you this song, which is, I like it. I'm gonna teach you 2 little short songs, okay? You're gonna find your doom. Find your doom. Don't be dumb. Find your doom. Don't be dumb. Find your doom. Okay. And let's see. We're gonna say this. Wait a minute. I'm not gonna say. So this is how the song goes. Okay. We're just gonna do the doom in the moment. We are created by sound. We are created by sound. Okay. All you need to do is a downbeat. So. We are created by sound. And we're going to repeat it. We are created by sound. We're going to do this another 2 times. We are created by sound. We are created by sound. You have it? You have it? Second line. We are created by the song of the universe. Okay? We are created by the song of the universe. So everybody should get the words, I think. But if you're not, somebody loving can throw that in the chat. We are created by sound. We are created by the song of the universe. Yeah? You have it? We are created by sound. We are created by the song of the universe. And I'm not sure if this came from my drum is kind of low, but we'll just leave it there. So this is doom, doom, taka, right? Doom, doom, taka, doom, doom, taka, okay? For you guys in 202, nothing is so easy. And for you in 101, it's probably easy too. I coach so much that I have to catch up with all you guys. I have to catch up. Okay? Here we go. We are created by sound. We are created by the song of the universe. We are created by sound. We are created by the song of the universe. And last time, we are created by sound. We are created by the song of the universe. We are created by sound. We are created by the song of the universe. You want to learn the second part? It's a round. Okay. Singing with the trees. Okay? Singing with the trees. Singing with the sound of the universe. Singing with the sound of the universe. Singing with the whales. Singing with the whales. And then, what goes buzz buzz and makes us happy? Bzz. Singing with the honeybees. Okay, let's say that before we play. Singing with the trees. Singing with the song of the universe. Singing with the whales. Singing with the hummingbees. And when you guys, once you learn this, it's a round, okay? So we can't do that online, but you can learn the song, and then when you guys gather and do your drum circles or your singing circles, or you're with your kids or your grandma or whoever you're with, you can do 3, it'll be a 3-part. It's very, so you have singing with the trees. Singing with the song of the universe. Singing with the whales. Singing with the honeybees. You have it? Singing with the trees. Singing with the song of the universe. Singing Okay? Last one, it goes, all creations sing. See, I rarely do it with drum. All creation sings. Okay? So it goes, all creation sings. All creation sings. And as you know from your class, if I'm doing this, you could do. I mean, you can also do all these substitutions, right? I just have to focus because I'm the teacher, and if I get messed up, I'm in trouble, you know? So,
Cara, you could sing about anything. Your voice is so beautiful. You could sing about anything you want, like the voice. It's
yeah,
we're
here we are, Frame Drum Academy, with Marla, Marla, Marla,
no, no.
Marla Lee. She called it Frame Drum Academy, 'cause Academy rhymes with Lee, 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 Lee.
Okay, that was great.
So let's go from the top, and then I'm going to teach you the closing song, which is done on the Moroccan trance rhythm, and is connecting Miss Marla to America and Israel, and us to the rest of the world. It's also connecting to peace. So that's our closing chant. But this is our round. We're going to do this a couple times, so you have something to put in your pocket, you know. So we're going to do this slow and easy. I'm a turtle woman. That's why I have green on. Doom doom taka, doom doom taka, doom doom taka, doom doom. Okay, you got it? And you guys in 202 or 101, you just improvise like the mad women and men you are. Be crazy. We are created by sound. We are created by the song of the universe. We are created by sound. We are created by the song of the universe, singing with the trees, singing with the song of the universe, singing with the whales, singing with the honeybees. Last time. We are created by sound. Yes, we are. We are created by the song of the universe. We are created by sound. We are created by the song of the universe, singing with the trees, singing with the song of the universe, singing with the whales, singing with the honeybees. All creation sings. All creation sings. Now do it very soft. All creation sings. All creation sings. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. So that is one of the rounds, okay? And someday we'll meet at one of the retreats, and then we can sing the three voices all together, and we can put in the drum improvise. And there's one last song I'm going to teach you guys, which is very important because I think that Marla and I are very aligned with so many things, and I think that's why we had a great interview and why I felt very drawn to come and study with her. I have the fortune of being able to study with a lot of beautiful teachers, but there was something about her sparkle and her honesty and her love to empower other people that I deeply resonated with, because it's similar to how I teach. You know, she's somebody who wants everybody, no matter if we're beginning or advanced or whatever, to really succeed. And what I see in this community is that it's very organic, and that is something that I really cherish, because I mean, having come through the university systems and having taught in universities and having been on really huge stages and everything, there's a lot of constantly only showing the, you know, the cream with the cherry on top, and people that are in the business and everything, we know how hard it's hard work. And we also need days where where you just go like this with your drum, you know, and that is okay. And you have this feeling that, at least I have this feeling, that's what I need, because I'm working so much, that maybe it's okay, you know, just to sit with your drum and just sing, and not have to complete, and not have to do, and not have 10 people, you know, faster or quicker. And I personally, I really appreciate that. So, as you know, the theme of war has been going on for, unfortunately, too long. In Europe, in Berlin, it's very big now with the Ukrainian war. And this is a beautiful waltz that my friend Kevin Corton from Evolutionary Yoga wrote, and I thought I'd bring it here to close the circle before we go into Q&A. And the beat for the drum would be the doom taka doom ta, rest doom taka doom ta. So I'm there. I learned this. I think Marla called it the Moroccan trance rhythm. I don't know. I also have a 5, but this is called the peace waltz. Okay, and it's very easy. It's salam, shalom, shanti, pax, pace, peace. Okay, you have that? Okay, I do it slowly. Salam, shalom, shanti. I'll sing in a second. Pax, pace, peace. Okay? Okay, you ready? You got the beat? Salam, shalom, shanti, pax, pace, peace. Salam, shalom, shanti, pax, pace, peace. Salam, shalom, shanti, pax, pace, peace. You can improvise, you can sing. Salam, shalom, shanti, pax, pace, peace. Salam, shalom, shanti, pax, pace, peace. Salam, shalom, shanti, pax, pace, peace. Yeah, salam, shalom, shanti, pax, pace, peace. Oh, salam, shalom, shanti, pax, pace, peace. Now come back to your gratitude piece from the beginning of the class. Peace is something definitely we can hold in our hearts. And realize that when you put rhythm together with your voice, you have an incredible, powerful tool for putting prayers into our world, for adding prayers of healing, for setting your affirmations and intentions. Salam, shalom, shanti, pax, pace, peace. Salam, shalom, shanti, pax, pace, peace. I realized I just went through this 3 thing. Now that I was in a taka, ta, taka. That's me singing. Shalom, shalom, shanti, pax, pace, peace. So we are going to close this circle with a Q&A. But I want you always, when you start your singing practice, I say this with so much love, is that our bodies are these amazing instruments. You guys, we're such miracles, we're such walking miracles. And if there's one thing I learned about being a singer is that the voice, and I'm sure also the drum, I have less experience with the drum, but music is always seeking harmony. And the voice is always gonna let you know if you're like its best friend, okay? So it's like it'll let you know if you have enough sleep. It'll follow your inner voice. And people always say my heart says this, my head says this. I'm always saying, but your voice actually it does know. And if you connect all these questions, you can even ask questions of the drum. You can say, I don't know what I'm doing today. And I'm sure that you're going to be in a conversation that pretty soon you're going to have a practice that's really alive. It's like living the path of a musician and living the path of an artist, living the path of the creative soul that you are. And don't for me it's like that, right? Don't think of it as like, oh, I have to practice the number 1 and number 2 and I have to do the, although I'm like practicing the snaps, but it's kind of like, how can I make this fly me to the moon and let me dance upon the stars? And how can I make this a part of my journey? Anyway, so now I open it for questions. And yeah, that's how we do it.
Wow, Car, you are amazing. Really. I want to fly you to the moon. I love that. So if you guys are practicing something, just start like jazzing it up, like sing a little song about it. Beautiful and beautiful prayers of these songs you taught us were really special and really just deep, deep, deep gratitude. Um, if you guys have a question, what I ask you do is you raise your hand, you put the little hand icon, and then we can unmute you. We have time for a few questions. So if you have any questions, that you can just do your little hand icon. And Cara, were you ever scared to sing?
Yeah. The I have a story when I was, I love singing. I would sing and sing and sing, and I would sing walking, and I would sing probably in my sleep. And then when I was in 3rd grade, my teacher was Miss Briggs, and she made me sing in front of the class. And I said to her, I don't want to, right? And then she said, no, but you have to. And it was this song. I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle as I go riding. I mean, it's a very easy song, right? But I was so afraid. And then I actually stood in front of all these people and I threw up. And then she was like, oh, I'm so sorry, you must be sick. But I knew deep down that I wasn't sick. That was just like a wimp, And I think I wasn't a wimp, but it took me a long time. I ended up becoming a performer and going on auditions and everything. But I remember that feeling of being judged. I remember that feeling of rejection. I remember that feeling of being scared. And I think it's what makes me a very good coach, because I will never, ever force someone to go faster than they want to. And I don't, in my school, I ask if people, would you like to? I don't say you have to, right? Would you like to share? And I have this theory. It's called this has nothing to do with fear, but this is my theory, okay, Marla? My theory is it's called the Dare, Care, Share theory, okay? I did an online course, but I will give you the golden nugget right now. I am very connected to nature. And so just like a seed gets planted, it has to go through a lot of dark dirt before it gets up. And so that is the moment that we have to dare. We have to dare to pick up the drum. We have to dare to paint our first picture. We have to dare to be out of tune. We have to dare to take the jump, because that's what a seed does, right? A seed is like, put all this, really, there's worms on top of the seed. There's like dark dog poo on top of the seed. There's everything. That seed has to like dare. It's like it's got to dare. It doesn't even know what's going to become. It doesn't know if it's going to become an oak tree or a little daisy. It has no idea. So, and then it dares, and then the next stage comes, which is to take care of the seed. Because if you don't nurture and if you don't take care, then the seed is not going to grow roots into the ground. And that is the place where I see my work, and I also see your work, um, and everybody else. I'm sure we have many artists here and teachers. Is that this nurturing, this self-love, this taking care of each other, that is what gives the seed the roots, right? And at some point, and this is where the stage fright disappears, it just disappears. Because if you did the first two steps, what happens is that you're going to get an anchored, beautiful, strong, let's say it's an apple tree, and that tree will give apples out of complete abundance. There's nothing else I can do except for share my wisdom and my experience and my music and be on stage. There is no more fear for me. And I've seen it with thousands of my students. There is no more fear when you take the time to understand, number one, that you have to dare. You can't do it without daring. You don't have to be crazy, but you have to take the step. You have to, you have to decide if you want to paint the picture, and then you have to buy a paintbrush. You have to dare to say, I'm on the path, right? And then you have to take care. And that second part is where a lot of people, they want to rush into the share. They want to rush so fast. And I actually think that if you're nervous, then take more time to really love, create a sanctuary, light more candles, really nurture this really precious space that you have been given. And then the fear is, it disappears. There's nothing else you can do except for share your love with people. Anyway, that's my long answer.
That's really really beautiful. I had a voice teacher in fifth grade, and I was like first chair flautist in fifth grade, so I had this like little like and then I auditioned for the choir, and it was give a little time to the child within you, don't be afraid to be young and free. I remember it so well. And then he said, I think you should stick to flute,
Oh my gosh.
Mr. Lentz. And I tell you, I've done so many shamanic ceremonies to like cut his, because teachers are so important because they can really influence you, especially at that young age. And that's
Yeah.
really great that you had in your gut like I want to sing. Like for me, I was like I like the flute, it's okay. But later, as I wanted to sing, it was like it really came up like his story. So
Mm-hmm.
it's really important to hear you say that we all have a voice. We all have this. Um, so, all right, I'm gonna. Claudia has a question for you, and so if you want to unmute yourself, Claudia.
Hi, Claudia.
Yeah, hello, hello. Thank you so much, Kara, first of all. I feel like this is what I have waiting for decades to meet you. And for some reason, I think I have heard your name before, and I don't know how and where. So I also have this story from school in, I think it was the second or third grade, and the teacher wanted to make me sing in front of the class. But I was so scared, I refused. So I said, no, I don't sing.
Mm-hmm.
So then he made me come into his room and sing for him alone to give me a mark for that. And that like so deeply traumatized me. First of all, I was scared to be alone with him in a room. And then getting a grade for singing, and since then,
Wait, you
I just
dropped
can't
out?
hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and since then, I don't know. Yeah, it traumatized me somehow with my voice. But
So
I
how
have
do you
been,
feel how do you feel today with your voice? I mean, how that was then, how has it changed for you? How has it shifted?
well, it has shifted since maybe like 5 years because I started doing healing voice trainings with Jacomina Kistemacher.
Uh-huh.
Um, she has a sound healing center in Spain where I live. And for like 5 years, I have been going to her classes to do healing voice training. And I'm going actually at the end of this month again to do another course with her. And so it has shifted a lot. And I'm using voice as well in my sound healing retreats, which is for me a miracle that I can do this. But still, I feel like there is something that still can be released, that still hasn't been released yet, and that could be healed. So my question now is,
Mm-hmm.
are you giving classes somewhere? Can I join you anywhere? How do I find you? What can I do to
Yeah,
learn from you?
yeah, I do private classes online and also in Berlin. I'm in Berlin, so I'm also in Europe. And I also have a beautiful women's circle where I actually do a lot of this work that we did today. So uh, yeah, I mean, I'm open to having it be a mixed circle at some point for all the beautiful men here. I do also have a lot of beautiful men in my life, but it happened. It became this women's circle because when I was working with a lot of women, they um, they sometimes held back or they were different when there were men and women in the room. So I created this women's circle, which in the beginning was not online, and then the COVID happened, so we went online, and now it's a hybrid class. So I have maybe, I don't know, 6 people in my studio, and then the rest are online from the Netherlands and from um, yeah, whatever. And then I guide through different practices. And then, I think the difference between my work and sometimes sound healing is that with sound healing, a lot of times we just go into beautiful tones. And what I mean, I'm coming from being a recording artist, and so we also go into freeing the voice through tones. But then, how do we go into language? How do we go into poetry? How do we go become powerful speakers? How do we use the tongue also not only to make relaxed, beautiful tones, but to articulate and to phrase and to use the tongue just like you use your fingers on the drum? My tongue is incredibly trained. And so I think that is, I want to say too, yes, everybody can sing, we all can sing. But if you're a writer and you have a pen that's not really working and you're kind of sucking the ink and like, like you're trying to shake it, and so you get frustrated. And so I do know that everybody can sing, but there's a certain alignment of the instrument, and there's a certain also, the larynx, it also has like tilt functions or whatever, there's certain tensions. And if you haven't taken care of this, you'll always feel stuck at the same places. And the amazing thing is it can go very fast. It gets unstuck because your body has the memory. The body does carry the memory of you having a free voice, of you being that free-spirited child before you hit what Mr. Lenz was Marla, but your teacher. Um, and the last thing I want to say for everybody is, I don't know how many people I've coached that had these school stories, or one person literally got paid money to stop singing. Another person got a cork put in her mouth in the evening because the father wanted to watch television. I mean, there's just so much there. But I want you to remember that the larynx, what I said in the beginning, the most precious thing is that you survive, that your heart beats, and that your lungs are breathing. And that what your voice will do, it will shut down and go over your heart so that you will get through that, right? And we have to honor the voice. We have to honor the voice, that she is our protector, that she is our guide, that she's our best friend, and that we're now in a place with more wisdom and more experience to finally let the story go and to give her the care that she deserves, right? But it's not because she didn't want to work. It's because she thought that your heart was more important than the song that you were supposed to sing for this crazy teacher. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much. I will have a look on your website, and
Yeah, yeah.
and
I mean,
I'm sure.
yeah, karajohnstad.com
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
schoolofvoice.berlin. Yeah?
I already Googled that while we were doing things here, because I was like, yeah, I have to find that. I'm actually
Yeah.
going to Berlin next Saturday, so
Yeah, come, book a session. Come. There you are. Come.
yeah,
Wonderful.
I will
I
contact
love
you.
I love the synchronicity of all this.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Take a picture together and send it to Marla.
Yes,
Marla wants to come to Berlin too. She's just a little bit shy.
I'm not
She's
shy. I want
working
to
on
come.
it.
I'm all about it. Next summer, I really we are going to have retreats, and I want to tour, and I'm ready. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
I
she's
can't
ready.
wait for us all to meet each other. I know it's going to happen, you know. And we're going to include Kara's website in the replay, so you guys can all check out her great work. Um, and we have time for one more question. I said it was going to go an hour. We're almost at 2 hours. And actually, after this, I have a phone call with Patrick Cooperman and a retreat center in Vermont.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yes.
so
So we have to be on time.
Well, we're okay. We got Ruth. We got some
Okay,
got time
okay,
for
okay.
Ruth, and then
I always over deliver. I tend to do that.
I do the
So
same thing too. But that's
I
that's
know, I
because you're
know.
passionate. You got the passion, the fire, and okay, you're gonna love meeting Ruth. Ruth has been
Ruth.
a student of mine and a friend since I started the academy, and she's a super special soul. And without further ado, meet Ruth.
Hi, beautiful Ruth.
Well, hi there. It is such a pleasure to hear you, and thank you, Miss Marla. I wanted to ask you: are you familiar with a woman late, Eloise Ristad, who wrote "Soprano on Her Head"? And when you did what you did today, it reminded me so much of her book because that helped me to get over. I mean, you weren't around during the time that I was growing and had to come through various stages
Oh, I
of
have a good filter on. I have a good filter on. I'm an old lady. Yeah.
no,
I
you're
do
not.
know the book. I do know the book.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you know what she did with people who all their whole life, and I was one of those people who my whole life I wanted from 7 years old to be in my musical self. And so reading her book helped me to begin to see the possibilities. And so that's one reason I think I attracted Marla is because Marla is a possibilities person. And like you said, she sees the possibilities in people. But I
Yeah.
just wanted to share my heartfelt thank you for what you did today because I'm going to take the songs to my group, my drum circle group in 2 weeks. I'm going to try this out with them. So
Yeah,
thank you
beautiful.
so
Yes,
much.
you're welcome. There are a lot of great songs. So on the Wednesday night class that I leave, which is for you guys in the morning, so it's 7:30 p.m. Berlin, which is 1:30 Eastern and whatever it is in whatever it is, 12:30 Central and 10:30 Pacific. We don't do it with the drum, but we do a lot of the circle songs, which you probably know also from Melanie Demore and from Beautiful Chorus. And there's a lot of great people doing circle songs. So sometimes I write and compose, and
Mhm.
sometimes I love being a song keeper and honoring oral tradition. Right?
Well, I
There's
want
a
to come
great
back and talk to you more about that because the other part of my love is actually composing and getting things into it, bringing it from the channeling and bringing it into this plane of existence. So I'm going to go onto your website because I'm really wanting to deal with that composing.
nice, beautiful.
Mhm,
It's nice to
mhm.
meet you, Ruth.
It's a
Yeah.
pleasure. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. All right. Bye bye.
All
Anybody else?
right.
Marla, how are you doing for time?
Okay, we got one more question. We got Pete
Okay.
with a question, and then um. So, Mr. Pete, we're gonna add you.
Can you hear
We
me?
can hear you.
Pete, I
Yes.
know you from Facebook.
Right. We know Pete from Facebook.
Pete, you're
Kara,
famous.
you're amazing.
Thank you.
That was so good. I have to say, first of all, female folk vocalists are one of my favorites. I love a whole range of great female vocalists, and you're now on my list because I just got your album there last week and listened to it, and it was good.
Yay.
But and this was great. You're pretty good on that drum, I'll tell you.
I'm
That's
working
good.
on it. I'm working
Um, my question is this buzzing, right? You were trying to do this buzzing.
on it.
I mean, I recently got a didgeridoo, and you have to do the same thing to play it. And I'm having a heck of a time making myself do that. I mean, that idea of pushing in your dimples kind of worked a little bit when I tried it, but just can you talk about that a little bit more?
Are you talking about the lip trill or are you talking about the bzz
When you
buzz? Are you talking about
buzz, yeah,
well, the
I have the
reason, I
hardest
mean,
time doing that.
the everything with didgeridoo and trumpet and everything is a little bit more complicated for singers because there's a lot of back pressure when we,
But
so I try to keep the pressure off my chords. So when I do overtone singing or whatever, I do the Western overtone. I don't do a lot of, but we could do, like,
well,
hello, Jelly. Yeah, what do you want to say, Pete?
no, I was just you do it
Yeah,
so
and this.
simply. Yeah. I
You gotta
mean,
learn to play the flute, Pete. It comes from flute.
well,
Yeah. Play the
you're
flute.
talking about the side blown flute, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
traverse flute,
Well,
no?
anyway, I was
But
just,
anyway,
it's a
Pete,
thing
it's
I
like
have a
this.
problem
I
with.
will teach you this in 1 second, okay? So, the thing is why we do all of these things, whether it's or we want to, of course, warm up the muscles, and we want to activate muscles, and we want to be able to isolate different muscles. So I want to be able to isolate my different parts of my tongue from my jaw, from my lips, or whatever. But you have to understand, you don't want a lot of air going forward. Yeah, and I think that is where you want to catch the back pressure of the didgeridoo. You know, so the same as with the lip trills, you want to slow down your release. That's why we do these things.
Why can't I not do that? I
Yeah,
guess I
well,
just have to
number one, it
practice.
takes practice, but most people they can if they go like this. But most people they can't do it because they're thinking, yeah. You
Yeah.
have to be really slow. You have to think, and you have to, and you have to
Right.
think, I'm letting out a sliver of air, but always with everything, with any form of music and sound, there's always reflection. And so when we start listening, and when we start remembering there's a reflection that the sound is in being embodied at the same time, we're not just throwing it out into the world, then that is when we can start holding and having very long breaths, right? And maybe that helps with the didgeridoo. So the
Well,
didgeridoo,
I'm not
right?
really
You're blowing,
concerned about,
you know,
I
you're
mean,
whatever you're doing. But there's also resonance coming into your body. And so if you think you're only pushing it through this small tube, you're going to have, from my experience, but I'm not a didgeridoo specialist, it's going to put a lot of strain on
well,
your
my concern isn't with the didgeridoo. I just use that as an example
throat. Okay.
because they want you to learn how to do that to play it. So my question just was specifically about that.
How do I get the lip trill?
How do I do that? Yeah, that's
Yeah,
all. Yeah.
the quickest way is if you can't do it like this, you kind of have this thing, like this. But then you think you're not singing forward. I'm not singing out. I'm allowing my lips to go, but the air is coming in a circle, always coming back to me. So when you work with me and with voices, I'm always telling people, you guys, we're receiving when we make music. It's the greatest gift that we can receive. We're giving, but we first, our cup, our cup runneth over, right? I mean, first feed up your body and your system, and then you can start sharing. So, and if you do this, you'll lose it. Think like this. You can also think that you're singing out your ears. Try that, Pete. Sing out your ears. Sing into your headphones.
I think I've done that before.
Yeah. See?
Anyway, thank you. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it.
You're in
Thanks.
Chicago? Where are you again? Chicago?
I'm in Massachusetts.
Ah, you're in Massachusetts.
What
Yeah,
part of
sorry.
Massachusetts are you in, Pete? Are you
I'm
north?
in kind of east central, right east, west of Boston,
Nice.
south of
Boston.
Worcester, and in that area.
Worcester. Boston and Worcester. I got it.
Worcester,
Maybe they have
Framingham.
coffee.
He's in Frame Drum. He's in the Frame Drum town, the town of Frame Drum in hand. Sorry.
Oh.
You're always got a one-track mind, Marla. I love
Me?
it.
No, yeah, that's a lot. I think a lot about frame drums.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was
Peter.
really great feedback, Cara, on the lip trills. You know what I like to do when I was practicing. Also, I did this.
I can see your face. Put yourself big, Marla.
Make myself big.
I don't see you on my. I don't see you on my screen.
You don't need to
So I
see
can't-
me. You've seen me on
Oh,
the
come
screen.
on.
You go like this. You take your finger.
Yeah, that's from the embouchure from the flute. No? Yeah.
That's how I learned how to practice the.
Oh.
Did you play the flute, Cara? Did you play the flute?
Yes. I think that's where my, my love for melody. So one of the things that I love too is, that's what I was saying, that we can do a lot of chants, but I worked with, I did an album, Michel Legrand, and like I love big melodies like Bernstein, and like just really big melodies. And I think the flute it's the same. Like nobody plays a flute like doo 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 doo. Not really. You're playing huge, beautiful melodies, and that I'm kind of a sucker for beautiful lyrics and beautiful melodies. But I like the arrangements to be very often very acoustic and very pure. I love piano, I love guitar, I love frame drum. I'm not into keyboards, and it's too much schnick schnack. Schnick schnack. Schnicky
Well, we want to
schnack.
thank you so much, guys. Let's give Cara some love. Some love,
Love,
love.
love.
And we're going to
Now
put
let's sing. Love, love will keep us together. Think of me, love's forever. I said it before and I'll say it again. Love's not pretend. We have Frame Drum Academy and we had it now and then. Oh, stop, stop, cause I really love you.
Oh my gosh, Kenneth, we have somebody to sing your poem. We have a Frame Drum Academy poem. We have
That's
an
nice.
amazing poet in our academy. You guys know Kenneth. This guy here. If you guys don't know who he is,
I do
we're
know
adding you.
Kenneth.
I'm totally embarrassing you. This is
I
Kenneth.
do know Kenneth.
He's
Good for
Ebony
you.
Suede on our Facebook group, but that's not his real name. This is Kenneth, and he's an incredible poet. And how amazing
Nice.
it would be to do a poem from Kenneth that Cara sings.
Yeah, we can do it.
Would
We
be
can do
amazing.
it, Kenneth. We
Wow.
can do it, or we can do spoken word, or
Spoken
we
word.
can do all
Sorry,
these
Kenneth.
things.
I had to just do it. I hope you don't mind. You know me. Okay. You guys, sorry. I might just pull you up on screen by accident.
Yeah, and then they'll be traumatized, right, of the teacher that forced them to go in front.
I know, but I know him, so it's okay. If I don't know you, if
You
I've
do it
never,
with love.
it's like if it's a student I don't know, I've never talked with, I would never do that to them. But if it's someone I've taught in private lessons, so you know. But yes, it's really important. We don't want to do that to somebody. Cara, it would be really fun to do an in-person collaboration with you, with our glasses in person.
Yeah, I'm looking at all these. Thank you so much. Thank you, Bao Tran.
Yeah, you have all this love in our chat, Cara. We have lots of love for you.
Yeah, save the chat, Marla. Send it to me so
I don't
can.
know how to save it. If Laurie's on this call, lovely Laurie, are you still here?
Come on, Laurie, save the chat, and then I can scroll through it with my coffee tomorrow morning, and then I can feel the love
You got lots of love. You're getting lots of love here. Thank
Oh, nice.
you.
Paige, raise her hand. Yes.
Kara, in the chat where it pops up, you'll see 3 dots to the right. All you need to do is push that and you can save the chat.
Well, look at that. I never knew. Kathy's the tech whiz now. You see?
Oh no, I'm the flattest.
Things are changing.
Show chat previews. I don't see
at
the
the
3
very
dots.
bottom.
I don't see the 3 dots, but thank you. Okay,
I got it. I got the chat. Okay.
You got it? Okay.
So let's give everybody, Cara, let's give her one last love. Maybe we could all unmute and do a little drum love, a little roll, and say thank you. We could sing in our drums, say thank you.
Oh, nice to be with you today.
Thank you, Cara. Thank you.
You guys are beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh, beautiful, Marla, look at that.
Thank
All
you.
right, everybody, have a beautiful day. Thank you, Cara. We'll put this replay in our. We're gonna have it both in the Facebook group and in our. I think that's where it's gonna be, and also on our website for the.
This was absolutely fabulous. Thank you so very much. I know I speak for a lot of people. You really touched my heart.
Who was that? Who was giving us that? Who was that? Oh no, you're busted. Let's hear. Where'd you go? Let's hear you. Can you share a little bit more, please? exciting. Bye, you guys. Much love.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Sunday.
Carla. You're magical. Bye.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Woo!